Welcome back, beautiful soul. My name is Grada Robertson, and last week I promised to talk to you about the energy of the universe because I feel that it's speeding up, and perhaps you feel the same. And today I want to give you 5 pointers how that can be showing up in your life as well as mine. So I have worked as a healer since the year 2000, or a little bit before the year 2000. So that's really, I'm clocking up 25 years of working as a healer. And so I come in with a lot of experience. And when I first started to work with people as an energetic healer, the energy 25 years ago felt a lot stickier. That's perhaps the best word to use it, or a lot denser. Over the years, I have noticed the energy of the universe or planet Earth, or in my little spot where I work in my room, it's become a lot easier. Healing happens a lot faster. We get the results a lot quicker. And so many of my colleagues or people who work in the field agree with the fact that probably since the year 2012, but it could be, could have been going on for many years, that the veil is getting thinner. It's much easier to plug into the universe and to bring yourself into alignment, but this also comes with consequences and responsibilities that you need to be aware of. And I just want to talk about that today. So I wrote it down so that I can keep my thoughts organized. So because the energies are traveling a lot faster, and this happens outside of us, like in the universe, it's also happening in our nervous system and in our bodies, right? When you look at yourself, you see yourself. What you're actually seeing is what we call the meat sack or the meat suit, which isn't very nice. You're looking at your beautiful body, which consists of molecules and atoms. And those atoms, of course, have electrons and protons and so on. But what scientists know is that we are mostly space, like mostly we consist of space. And in fact, if you took all the spaces out of our body, like between our molecules, and you did that to every human being, apparently you can fit 8 billion humans in the size of a sugar cube. That's how little material we have in our body. We mostly space, and the space is filled with information or energy, and energy, you could say, is like supreme consciousness. So we're all part of an interconnected field that connects each other to everything, and inside that energy, time and space literally don't exist. So what happens when it is getting lighter and lighter? That means that our manifestation abilities are accelerated, right? Now, this is a good thing, of course, when you want to manifest happiness, peace and harmony, health and wealth. Of course, they're all wonderful things to manifest. But the problem is, negative things are also coming into our lives much quicker than before. So we can, if we're sloppy with our thoughts, if we're caught up in the victim mentality, which, the truth is most of us are caught up in the victim mode, that we think we like to blame other circumstances or perhaps other people for our hardships. And if we don't accept accountability, we're going to manifest hardship and suffering into our lives very quickly. And why? Because the universe is trying to tell us, hang on a minute, you need to throw those old lenses away and put on a different set of lenses, and where you accept responsibility for your creation, that you're coming from a point of, I'm the creator of my reality. At least we're all co-creators, right? I have to agree that I'm co-creating with Source or with God. And if it's to be, it's up to me. When I come from that point of view, I am going to be very careful where my focus is, right? I can't be messy or neglectful and just let my thoughts get carried away about like some kind of hardship, or and don't get me wrong, the universe has been challenging Pete and me recently because, you know, we up-leveled our business, we're employing more people, we opened a cafe or a healthy eating place, and lots of moving parts have come into our lives, and it's been heaps of fun. We've really enjoyed it, but at some level it's like, okay, something had to give. So like first I broke my elbow, and then I wrote that story as well, and then I got bitten by a scorpion and then last week Peter broke his leg. So things are moving for sure, right? And we are part of that movement. Like, we're not separate from the universe, we are in that movement. So just be careful where you keep your focus predominantly during the day. And if you don't know how to do that, you just simply think of what you're grateful for in the moment. When we practice gratitude, it cleans our antenna, and you can literally think of your body as an antenna, an organic, powerful antenna that is channeling energy from the universe, and it's up to you which channel you plugged into. Like, are you channeling gloominess or pessimism or fear, or are you channeling happiness and success and your dreams and what you feel passionate about? I want to tell you a funny story about this. One time last year, Pete was doing a workshop with a coach, a business mentor, and he was right into it. He was sitting in the kitchen listening to a lecture and all the rest, and he must have really been changing his energy, and suddenly we heard this explosion in our storeroom. It was really, really funny. And when we looked, we opened the door, we thought a bomb had gone off in the storeroom. When we opened the door, and there was a huge mess everywhere, and actually when we looked closer, there was an old tin of passion fruit, which it was very, very old because we don't eat fruit anymore, so it must have been in the storeroom for years. And it must have exploded, and it was like literally passion fruit all over the ceiling and all over it, especially hit one of the bags that is in the, where I have my bag storage. And there was a particular bag that said, follow your passion. So the passion fruit hit the bag that said, follow your passion. Anyway, you couldn't get a more pointed message than that. I said, well, thank you, universe, for letting us know that Peter is on the right track. And he was really putting so much energy into the business and getting a business plan and a plan for himself. And because, don't get me wrong, but doesn't matter how old you are. Like, Pete and I are meant to be like retiring age. I'm 63 and Pete is 67. But sometimes we feel as if we're only just starting. So that's the other thing with the universe. Time and space don't mean the same thing as it does, you know, when you are like got your head in society, or, you know, how other people live their lives. You don't have to be like that. You can stay in your own lane. And your own lane can be very light-filled, happy, connected, inspired, creative, and being the creator of your own life, no matter how old you are. And actually, there are statistics that prove that our most productive years are between age 50 and 60. Actually, the most productive years might be between 60 and 70. The second most productive years are, I think, between 70 and 80, and then the third most productive years are between 50 and 60. So the truth is, in that age group is when you have, in the Western world anyway, the potential to be the most happy, to be the most fulfilled, the most connected, and the most in alignment with your purpose, and also for the money to show that to you as well. So that was point one. So all your manifestations are accelerated, so for good and bad. So I'm here to employ you to focus on getting happier, wealthier, and healthier, right? And the universe will support you, and when you raise your vibration, everyone else will do the same. So secondly, I'll quickly tell you that old hurts are all coming to the surface. That's why we see so much chaos in the world, right? Because the light is getting more intense, it's shining in people's bodies, it's shining into their soul. Really old deep soul wounds are coming to the surface for people to deal with, and people literally not dealing with it. They're trying to suppress it again, and old ways of doing that don't work anymore. It's like, imagine if you have a ball of air and you're trying to push it down underwater all the time. It takes more and more energy, so that doesn't work anymore. So So that means people are being triggered quickly, and that could be yourself. So I implore you again to seek help if that is you, and find ways to deal with your emotions in a healthy, intelligent way. All right, so like during our sessions that Pete and I do, we help you to sit with your emotions, we help you to build self-love and self-acceptance, and to become more resilient with all of that. But also we help you to make sense of what's going on in your life. So point 3, the fact that time is speeding up and it is getting lighter and the veil is getting thinner, is also that time can feel distorted. Perhaps you've noticed that sometimes time goes incredibly quick, right? And then other times it feels like you have hours and hours up your sleeve that you never had before. So there is something going on with the time clock of the universe, and you might have noticed that in your life as well. So the fact that time is, behaving in a strange way means that you need to be firmly anchored in the present, and so in the now moment. So I'm just going to do a quick practice with you now to see if you can do that. So you can close your eyes and take your attention deep into the back of your body, and then you notice your breath in the present. So take a breath in and out. Just forget about everything around you, all the distractions, and you just hear my voice, and I'm saying to you, here and now. And breathe in again and out. And just hear the words, here and now. Here and now. Now and here. Here and now. Now and here. And you can pause there if you like, and really come back into the present moment right now, as deep as you can go into your body, like deep into the back of your body. Also dropping your attention down. When we go towards the back of our body and drop our attention down, it's immediately calmer, and deep inside our pelvic area is a still point where time completely loses its meaning. And that's the point where the universe and you create your reality from. But when we are busy and we tend to be out the front here, that's where we get triggered, where we get hurt, where our attention gets shattered and scattered, and you don't feel supported, and all the rest life becomes hard. So I'm inviting you to just practice coming back into your body, drop down into your pelvic bowl. Just imagine it's a bowl with beautiful, maybe liquid gold in there, and in the center of the bowl is like a point of stillness that just goes deeper and deeper to infinity, and that is where time and meaning and reality as you know it don't exist. And you can drop your dreams, hopes and desire into that point, and that's a powerful manifestation point. The universe, as a point of warning, make sure that your desires are in alignment with the highest good of you and all concerned. Because if you imagine like hardship and things like that, it's going to harm you, not anyone else. Just to put that in as a point of safety. All right. So your body, this is point 4, your body requires a lot more care and good attention, like loving care and positive attention, and I would almost say unconditional love, even though that's nearly impossible for us to achieve unconditional love. The aim needs to be that I commit to loving myself unconditionally from this point onwards, right? And that brings your body, mind, spirit and soul in alignment, because it's what the universe wants for you. And so you need to be in alignment with the universe, of course, because that's the mastermind. So our food is toxic, our friendships can be toxic, the air that we inhale is often toxic, the water that comes out of our tap is often toxic, and they affect us quicker than ever before. That's why Peter and I are so busy at work with like influx of people who are not feeling well, or children that are feeling sick. It's because the energy of the universe, the prime energy itself isn't toxic. The real energy, including your own essence, is, like I said, light, and very light. It's getting lighter and brighter and more sensitive and more connected and moving faster. So anything that's toxic will hit you harder. So we have a choice over what you eat. So eat healthy. Pete and I, we do regular posts. They're all on the Purple House website if you wanted to read up for yourself. We also have lots of free ebooks. So with dietary suggestions, right? And what we suggest when you go to the supermarket, what to buy and what not to buy. Make sure also we filter our water. Make sure that you feed your body properly, because it hits you harder now than ever before. Like, it's like there's no time lag anymore between like harming your body and throwing rubbish in your body. And back in the days you could live like that for 20 or 30 or 40 years, whereas now you can't, right? It's going to bite you in the bum very, very quickly. So also the same with friendships, people that you hang around with, or toxic jobs. See if you can be more selective about that, and just move away from people that are toxic. You don't have to deal with those people, and start looking for another job if your job is toxic, and the universe will support you. All right. So your energy affects everyone around you. So this is point 5, right? So because this has two sides to it. So like if your frequency is nice and high, you have a positive influence on everyone around you and so on. But if your energy is low, of course everyone else gets affected by that as well. But we're talking about you in the first place, right? So so sometimes you might suddenly feel anxious, like your day started off well, or suddenly you might feel nauseous, or suddenly you might feel a headache or a leg ache, or something hurts, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. I want you to check in with yourself and ask yourself, is this mine? Is this my energy? Because you could have bumped into somebody in the street or at work, or you might have even watched something online, and you can get it even from your screen time or TV. So ask yourself, is this my energy? Is this my anxiety? And you will probably hear a voice that says no. And when it's no, I want you to close your eyes and you just say, return to sender, return to sender. Or you can say, clear, clear, clear. That's another good one. You just say clear, clear, clear. Clear this from my energy field, clear it from my body. So you just use a simple word like clear, 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 or like I said, you can say return to sender. If I'm conscious that I'm carrying somebody else's pain in my body, I don't like to send that pain back to the sender, so I will just often say return to source, source being the universe, or source is the creator. Return to the creator, return to the creator. And I know that creator will transmute the negative energy or the painful energy into positive energy. You can also do this with the tree kingdom. So if you're a more tangible, grounded person, you can go up to a tree or use intention and give your toxic energy to a tree. Apparently the trees don't mind. Like, we don't have to be guilty about it, because to them our toxic energy feels like fertilizer, in the same that our out breath feeds the tree. So there's like a beautiful cycle happening between humans and trees. So you can easily go up to a tree, and I've done that many times, and say, please take on my pain, or take on my stress, my overwhelm, or I'm worried about somebody, I can't let go of the worry. Please take on my worry. And I immediately feel an uplift, because it's important, especially now that the energy is clearing up, that we are in the same lane as the universe, right? We're not getting left behind, so that we get the full benefit of what's happening and not suffer the repercussions. I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know if you've experienced as well that the veil is getting thinner. Perhaps you're getting more messages, you're feeling more, your sixth sense is opening up, or strange things are happening into your life. This is all the universe's way of saying you're on the right track and engage with me and keep connecting with me. That's what the universe is really saying. And if you want help to get to the next level, or close the gap between you and prosperity, or close the gap between you and great health or wonderful relationships, please book in for a session with either Pete or me. I'm looking forward to being with you, and in the meantime, I hope you have a really wonderful week this week. Thanks for tuning in. Big love from me. Bye for now.